the unknown.
You have 77 counties in Oklahoma, people with reports in them, and 66 counties.
Cheyenne Indians call it Maps of Vista, meaning giant monster.
These are some of the best cats footprints that I've seen in a very, very long time.
North Canadian River Project, we basically focus our investigations on the North Canadian River or central Oklahoma.
So we're here at the gate on North County Line Road and Northwest 50th, where it dead ends at the refuge. And then we're going to go hike north. There's another huge dry marsh. It's dry right now. That would be interesting to take a look at. And then on up a little ways further is the power line cut. There's a series of major power line that completely crisscrosses the refuge. And that's all. That could be an interesting spot. And then it runs on up, with just some woodland areas, runs all the way up to the turnpike bridge to the north, and that's the edge of the end of the refuge. So there's a lot of, but the river makes so many twists and turns, and there's one huge oxbow here. That area would really, I think, those areas are where we might find some good sign, because so few people visit those areas. Interesting piece of wood that, not sure what type of tree that is, but you can see where the beaver has chewed on both ends. We were talking about how this greenbrier and all that through there would be an easy spot to sit and ambush something, and then look at this, where it's all inside. Yeah, where it's all hollowed out. That'd here. Cool.
And that's just right along this Westside trail.
Something's really been digging here. That could be armadillo or skunk. It's really soft dirt up here.
You see anything, Evans? So here's the inside of it. Some nice shade for something big. You can hide in here.
Just
blind?
Kind of yeah, blind maybe. A hollowed out area underneath some of this deadfall and canopy, where vines and limbs are kind of creating a little rooftop there. But it's all nice and clear underneath. Interesting. So back in around 2010, I was duck hunting with some friends on private property just on the other side of the fence line here, just a little bit further down on a private marsh. And we had gotten everything set up and just gotten settled down in the blind before daylight, waiting for the shooting light, waiting for the ducks to come in. And we heard a god-awful scream behind us and back on in the marsh, and it just sounded like it was angry. Of course, we made a lot of noise setting up, and we had our headlamps on, and so we were definitely not quiet. and making, you know, a lot of racket. So I'm thinking that it was not happy that we were there, and it was one of those screams like a ah, real loud, not like any animal that we'd heard before. So everybody in the blind was pretty shook up and was asking, you know, what was that? But they weren't Bigfoot believers, so I didn't I didn't offer that suggestion. But it shook them up, probably made them think a little bit.
So this is the marsh area in the very middle of the park. It's huge. There's no standing water or anything. This whole area, look for tracks. And every once in a while there's like a kind of a bare spot where we can see tracks, where the wind's kind of blown up the bristle, and we're able to look for tracks in certain areas. And then this direction, northeast, is towards Jim McDonald's sighting that he had kayaking. And we're thinking about maybe trying to make our way to that location, but we'll see.
Well, it's just some scat, but it's not the shape of, you know, probably the largest predator out here is going to be bobcat or coyote, and that's larger than normal canine scat. That's about 4 inches there in length and about an inch and a half in width. Looks like little pieces of bone are in there. Well, it's been there a long time, but that just to be right out here in the middle of the, see those little pieces of bone?
Mm-hmm.
Like a rodent bones or something been eating mice. Just awfully big piece of scat to be right out here in the middle of the dry marsh. This must have been the last area that held water, and the fish got trapped in here. Something came and ate them.
Yeah. And there's more. There's a few more out here.
Nice gar skull right there.
Mm-hmm.
There's clamshell.
Good catch, Will. So that's a good sign, because that's what we found at the other marsh. Yeah, because that's still there. So the wind blew this, that's how strong the wind was. It was blowing this brush in circles. So I'm just showing an example of a trackway, because we always say supposed Bigfoot trackways are straight in a straight line. So like if you're coming out to a marsh area or wherever out in the middle of nowhere and you find tracks, these are my own tracks. I'm just showing them as an example. My tracks are offset. They're not in a straight line because that's how I naturally walk. Each footstep is offset of the direction it's going. So anyway, just giving a little example to somebody new to all this, that that's what a human trackway would look like, and to not jump to conclusions if you found some old tracks that didn't have boot prints in them and they were offset. So we found this duck blind 32 out here in the middle of the marsh. It's covered up very nicely with branches. And there's a doorway to get in. Evans is demonstrating.
Fairly well constructed. It's been here a long time.
And it's just out here in the very middle of this open marsh area.
They even use steel posts on the corners. Been out of that blind for a long time.
Here's the duck blind. And then here's this like sunken in spot. It's just interesting. Don't think it's a print, but something sunk in right there. So we've just kind of gotten out of the marsh area, and now we're meeting up with the river. I'll show you a pinpoint on the video. And we're making our way to where Jim McDonald, the general area where Jim McDonald had a Bigfoot sighting and was on Finding Bigfoot. Season 3, Episode 3. We're just straight south of it. I don't know how far, but we're making our way to the location. We're just going to check it out. And this area, I mean right now, this general area is a great place to hide out in. People don't hike here. And here's the marsh back here. So we made it to the river, and just feet away from the river, Evans has found some more scat. You think it looks odd shaped?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's small, but it's not like, really not like coyote, and I don't see any bones or hair.
And it's very fresh.
Yeah, it's very fresh. I don't know what that is. Might, well, I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not exactly sure what beaver droppings look like, but
We'll pull it up and look.
That's a very good theory.
We got beaver.
Because look how smooth it is. There's no bones, there's no fur. It's just, and it's fresh. It's in this area. Yep. That's a good theory. Very well could be.
And here's a good bank on the other side. Don't know if I see any humanoid footprints, but probably beaver tracks and coyote and deer tracks all over there. Raccoon. And it's not easily traveled. There's not great trails coming through here in this area. And I haven't seen any signs of humans coming in, like, oh, you know, fishermen pulled off to the side, or have a little side or a little fire pit, or people, homeless people making a spot. I haven't seen any signs of human. Have you? Coming in from this side?
That's a good point. You know, we haven't found any trash. Mm-hmm. We found some, you know, empty shotgun shells around the duck hunting area, but not really any trash.
Other than that,
But
no
over
human
here,
signs.
yeah, over here we haven't found any litter.
So I'm not sure we're going to make it over there, but straight ahead, there's a log right off of the bank. And that's the general spot where Jim McDonald and his wife saw the Bigfoot. They thought it was a bush. It was crouched down, and then it just stood up in that spot and then just went this direction into all of this. And they were kayaking right here along the river at night.
Benches.
So we were walking along, and we were making our way back from that sighting location and meeting back up with other members of our group. We started talking to Charlotte. She had a deer sighting, saw a group of deer running across the marsh to the boundary area. Anyway, she spotted this track here. And what is it, about 12 inches? Is that what we said?
Yeah, right at 12. Maybe a little hair more than 12 and a half.
So Charlotte, point out where you think you see the toe and all
Well,
that.
I see like a curve here where a big toe possibly is. And then the heel here. And then the dorsal break here.
Mm-hmm. And what's weird is we haven't seen any other human footprints, boot prints in this area except for our own. We've been looking and we can't even find a hunter's boot prints in here. There's Charlotte's next to it. Kind of a side by side.
Yeah, that's my
So that was a good eye to
size 8
spot
foot.
that.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's
And
pretty
this
big.
This one's all busted apart. Where's the top of it?
How big of that turtle shell was it?
Well, the top would have been much bigger. This is the bottom. This is the. Cause see, there's the outer edge of the top. But see, it was all one piece. Now it's been busted open.
They're just laying there.
Are those alligator heads?
Alligator gar. It's a type of fish. Has teeth. They just call them alligator gar because they have a long snout with teeth.
It looks like alligators, Charlotte, on the front.
And then right here is where the log came down over the road.
Looks like someone cut
Yeah,
it.
someone. That's what's weird. Someone cut that.
Or maybe is that beaver? Did a beaver do
No,
that?
that's a saw. Now, why would someone cut the fall? They're not a.
That's weird.
And then right here is the
And then putting those there.
measure the width. So if it's 10 inches, you said 10?
Yep. Let's see.
Nice mid-dorsal break too.
Yeah. 5 inches width.
Well, that makes sense.
Let's see.
So they missed out.
Where would you say the heel is on that?
It looks like it slid.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's up more.
Yeah. Looks like about 12 inches. If you say this is the heel. It's the left foot. See, there's the left, the right, so we've got stride in between. It looks like maybe another right foot up there. I'm sorry, my shadow's in the... So this...
That is the new one.
So we got a stride. So we got a right and a left?
Yep, here's the right foot, toes. Let me get out. Okay, so that's 10 inches, big toe to heel. Then up here is the left foot. There's the big toe,
oh yeah.
Wow.
That's a big stride.
So let's measure the stride.
and that's also 10 inches.
So it's the
let's
same
see.
individual,
Yep,
right and left.
yep.
Look at that stride.
So if that was like a normal guy like me, I have like a 10.5 foot. I would have to be like at a full run.
That's 35 inches. That's almost 3 feet heel to toe.
Just walk.
35 inches.
35 inches.
From the left foot heel to the right foot big toe is 35 inches.
Okay, and my foot is like 10.5. Okay, and I'm a 6 foot man. All right, so I'm close in size of feet if I was barefoot. but I'm not barefoot right now. So I'm gonna start right here, and I'm gonna try to step up to where that's at. That's if I'm walking, that's how big of a step I have to take. That's not natural for a 6-foot man to step like that over and over again.
Right.
Like that. So whoever did that is running or just stepping far on purpose, or that's their natural walk. So interesting. Okay, so this is Chris is over there at the other prints. We just measured the stride length, and just right here we marked it. We have another 10-inch print. Yeah, really good right big toe. And I mean, it could be the same individual. Probably is. So 10 inches long. What do you think? 4.5 inches wide?
Yep.
Okay. I don't see another track going forward, unless that one over there is. Yeah, maybe right there. But I don't see one in between those two.
Yeah. Might have gotten.
But that looks like a left. That does look like a left.
Well, it does, doesn't it? It does.
Can you hold that there for you? It's a 10-incher, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
9.5, 10.
It's like the same person, same individual.
Yeah.
4.5 inches wide. Same thing. But this is longer than 35 inches.
Definitely.
That's a longer stride.
Longer stride.
It's almost like 5 feet.
And that's a right foot. And over here is a left foot.
If they would have been jumping, it seems like it would have been deeper
Yeah.
from the impact of landing.
Are they straight, Evans?
Yes.
That's awesome.
They're not offset?
There's a right, left, right, left, right,
Straight.
left, right, left, and right. Down. They're straight, in a straight line.
Straight line, Evans says. So we got this one. We got the next marker. And then down there where Evans is. So here's the beginning.
8.
Okay, he sees 8. Just straight, not offset, but straight in a line.
Straight in a line.
Like we like to talk about in the Bigfoot world for trackways. So it's 10 inches. It's not like a monster. Like I say monster, like a really big 10-foot, 12-foot tall creature, but this would be maybe a younger one, maybe like a teenager or something, or younger, if that's the case. So Evans found this other trackway that's really old. He probably found it last time. I didn't see it because I got here in the dark, so I didn't get to see any of this in the daylight. But yeah, there's just track after track. Do they appear straight, Evans?
Yeah, they're a little bit wobbly,
Mm-hmm.
possibly because they were looking for something. Or,
Yeah.
But they're mostly straight. It's about 15 inches. It's the deep impressions that caught my eye. So they've been there a while and they've really aged out, but still. It's interesting that they appear to come out of the cattails back that direction.
Yeah. So are they going this direction? Is that what you're thinking? Like it came out over there and coming this way?
Well, I think so, or going, well,
Looks like both directions, guys.
yeah, I think they were just out here wandering around looking for something.
Okay.
Huh?